welcome to another Let's Play. Oh my god, we are back for Cinderella Phenomenon, except this time we are playing part 2 or the sequel to that game called Cinderella Phenomenon. I played the first game on my channel. Now we have Evermore, yay, which is the follow-up. Oh my god, I'm so excited to get into this game, new start, guys. Aren't you excited? We finally get to see the, I guess, the after story of, you know, what happened previously. So, on the topic of that, it's been a hot minute since, you know, we kind of gotten, like, to know these characters that are in this story. So, I don't remember, I don't quite remember half of them, and, like, there are bits and pieces from their story that I do remember, so you'll have to forgive me if I seem a little lost as we dive back into this world and like we kind of get back into the story. So every once in a while I will remember some things, and then of course probably most likely I will forget some things. So yeah, you're gonna have to excuse me. I'm pretty sure it's probably the same thing for you guys. So in any case, if you want to check out my Let's Play of the very first game, please feel free to do that. Give yourself a refresher. I'll leave a link somewhere on the video, and you can do just that before you want to jump into this game. Or we can just get right on in it and just hope for the best. Okay, so let's get started. Without further ado, start. After you've made a choice, watch out for the right choice indicator. Oh, we got little right choice indicators in the... So this thing, I think we had this in the first game. Remember, good things come to those who wait until midnight. Okay, yeah, I forgot that was a mechanic in this game, where it's like there will be indicators. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a princess. Oh my god, is the sound too much? Okay, sorry, I had to adjust the sound. I think it was a little bit too loud for me. Anyways, once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a princess. Yes. Yeah, she was known as the Ice Princess, named for her frigid heart and unyielding coldness towards others. Yes, that was the start of the first game. The princess shunned all who sought to help her. She was scared to go out into the world, so she locked herself up in her palace. And then shit happens, obviously. Then one day, the Ice Princess became the victim of the infamous fairy tale curse and was forced to go from riches to rags. As the princess struggled to come to terms with her new life, she met a very special man. The two endured much strife, helping each other overcome various ordeals. In the end, they emerged victorious. The special man thawed the princess's ice-cold heart and dried her dampened spirits. The two vowed to love each other for the rest of time. They lived happily ever after. But what happens after happily ever after? I guess we'll find out. Her Highness Crown Princess Lucette Riella Britain. This is where we can do our little name change. So I'm actually gonna change. I think the first game we had her as either Hanny or Hannah. I can't remember. Oh my god, I can't remember. Hannah? Hanny? Oh my god. Let's just go with Hannah? I think it was Hannah. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna keep the last name though. So let's just change the first name of it, and we'll just go with the oh my god. Okay, you know what? I can't. Me, my OCD-ness and my need for consistency. Like, I need to look this up real quick. Who did I put? What name did I put? I was right. It was Hannah. I'm sorry. I had to take a pause on that and look up one of my videos real quick for the first Let's Play, because you know continuity is key, because it would be really awkward if I named her something else when it wasn't her name in the first place. Okay, let's go. choose your path. Oh yes, we get to choose our dude. So, was there a certain order that we could play this with? I forgot. I seriously forgot. But surely there has to be like some unlockables, right? Right? Oh my god. There's Rod. I remember Rod being... Was it our stepbrother? I have no idea. Chevalier, I totally don't know who he is. I forgot. I like, even in the preview, even in the video, I'm like, who is this man? Walt, I remember. He was the one who was helping us at the inn. Fritz is our royal bodyguard, our personal guard. And Claude was the one who had the double switch, where he had almost that backstory of playing Beauty and the Beast. Oh my god. What should I do? Who should I play? I kind of liked Waltz, to be quite honest. I thought Waltz fit more towards the headcanon in my head. Like last time, I feel like last time I played, I don't know, because she escaped the palace and yada 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 kind of thing. And I feel like their story and their chemistry, I don't know, it flowed a little better for me. Okay, let's just go with Waltz. Let's go with Waltz. I don't think, yeah. The Witch Queen. Did we not deal with the Witch Queen before? I have no idea. Yeah, right? Protect our kingdom. Yes, King Gennaro? Gennaro, yes. King Gennaro. I will always be with you. Didn't he die? I am trying my best, Father. But... in the last month alone, there have been 4 incidences caused by corrupted witches. Right, the whole thing about witches and stuff like that. Yeah. Then who was Delore? Yeah, Delore is our doll. Who was a witch disguised as our doll, and she was the one I think who cursed us in the first place to so that we can learn our lessons. Anyways, wasn't Waltz was he a witch, or was he like he was magical? He had magical powers, I thought. Oh my god, this is gonna be a struggle, guys. 4, and the month isn't even over yet. Okay, hold on. Babe, sorry, I just need to go to the settings and just do the music real quick. Okay. Ooh, okay. That was a really neat little interface that they had going on. This is like basically our setting menus and all of our saves and shit. So that's cool. I like that. So I groan as I sift through the documents in front of me. After so many hours of looking at them, the words have begun to blur together. It has been 3 hours since I convened in here with Delore and Waltz to discuss magic-related incidences around Angeal. We have heard testimonies from various witches, so there can be no mistaking that what we have been told. Witches corrupted by the Tenebrarium have been wreaking magical havoc in Angeal. As the bearer of the Tenebrarium crystal, it is my duty to make sure they are punished for misusing their magic. And as the Queen of Angeal, it is my responsibility to make sure they are punished for their crimes. I told my father I would protect this kingdom, but some days I feel like I am not up to the task. The gloomy thought weighs down on my shoulders. It makes me feel small and weak. But then I feel a familiar warmth, Waltz settling his hand over mine. He flashes me a reassuring smile. He does not speak, but I know what he would say if he opened his mouth. Your burdens are mine to carry as well. I turn to him and whisper softly beneath my breath. Thank you. Waltz just nods as we turn back to the conversation. Even just a cursory interrogation shows that these witches are Hildyre's followers. Yes, Hildyre is our main villain, right? Before? Who was our mother? Yes, who was our mother? Our mother was trying to use us for the Tenebrarium crystal to gain power or some shit like that? I have no idea. Mother, even after your death, we still feel the effects of your corruption. Right now, the best thing to do is tighten security and add more witches to the kingdom patrols. I will do as you command, Lord Waltz. Calmly, Waltz designates duties to the witches we currently have employed at the palace. For the last 2 years, I have been trying to mend the relationship between witches and humans. I expected the number of human hate crimes to have dwindled by now, but this is not the case. I am not doing enough. Oh girl, they're gonna be haters regardless of what you do. It's just how they are. I eventually dismissed the witches with a wave of my hand, but Delora and Waltz remain. I let out an exasperated sigh as I set my chin on the table. Tired? Yes, I'm fine. Hannah has been running herself dry. I bolt upright with a frown. Trouble in paradise? Hey, the nightmares are starting to get bad again. You did not have to tell her that, Waltz. The nightmare Waltz is referring to are a side effect of being the Tenebrarium bearer. When it is overfilled with negativity, those negative emotions plague me in the form of nightmares. Oh, the only way to deal with those nightmares is to balance out the crystallium, and that requires finding and dealing with the major source of negativity. Well, Waltz shakes his head. You know I ever telling you because I'm worried. The last thing I need is to be lectured by an overbearing witch right now. Yes, he was a witch, yeah. I'm not going to baby you, Hannah. No, she's referring to Dolores, sorry. I'm not going to baby you, Hannah, but you know I'm always here when the going gets tough. I sympathize with you truly. Being both the bearer and the queen is a colossal responsibility. It would take its toll on anyone. Still, you need to take better care of yourself. Otherwise, you're going to worry the rest of us to death. I have already said multiple times that you are all better off not worrying about me. There she goes, being a little bit cold-hearted, being a little son. Dolores snorts. As if we could ever just ignore you. Parfait left you in my care, Hannah. It's my responsibility to watch over you, whether you like it or not. I am fine, Delora. I just need to rest. Delora turns to Waltz. You ought to pamper your soon-to-be wife more, Waltz. Ooh, yes. Waltz laughs softly, sheepishly. I try, but you know how stubborn Hannah can be when she sets her mind on a goal. Then try harder. Waltz salutes. Yes, ma'am. The banter brings the briefest of smiles to my face. Speaking of, any news on the marriage? You've put off the wedding ceremony many times now. You know the reasons why. Dolores sighs. I know you're busy, but the least you could do is treat yourself to a wedding. She clicks her tongue. Or are you planning on making Waltz wait forever? Waltz smiles. I'm happy to wait forever if I need to. The ceremony has never mattered. He reaches out to squeeze my hand. The important thing is that we're together. Oh, he's so sweet. My heart trembles at his soft smile. No, Delora's right. I should not keep putting this off. I want to call you my husband. Waltz leans down to plant a kiss on my forehead. How many years did I wait for you to find me again, Hannah? I'm in no hurry to get married. There are other people in this kingdom who need you a lot more. I'm trying to remember this story. Oh my god, I'm so sorry if I just go a little blank. I'm just like, what is he talking about? You two really need to learn how to put yourselves first for a change. Delora's right. Yeah, Delora stands from her chair with a stretch. You need to set your boundaries. Anyway, I'm heading out. Until next time, Hannah, Waltz. Okay. Delora raises her hand in a casual wave as she exits the throne room. The room is briefly silent after she leaves. Then Waltz looks at me, eyebrows raised. Hey, you. Oh no! I swear... Wasn't Waltz a part of her childhood? I'm thinking in a way sort of it was like, almost like best friends, but then she forgot about him? I don't know. I forgot. I seriously did. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Hey, yourself. Waltz brings my hand to his lips and lightly presses a kiss to my knuckles. Delora's right, you know. You really need to take better care of yourself. I do take care of myself. You do the bare minimum. You barely let me spoil you anymore. You spoil me all the time. Not nearly as much as I'd like. Waltz glances furtively towards the doors, then smiles, a mischievous smile that makes my heart flutter. What? Come here. What? He pulls me out of my chair and into his lap, where he traps me in a warm embrace. Oh my god. He leans forward, whispering in my ear. I really wish you'd rely on me more. Well, I settle myself against his chest with a sigh. The sound of his heartbeat is calming. I've been relying on you too much already. I have been working hard to carry on my father's mission of peace, but it has been exceptionally difficult balancing my responsibilities as both the Tenebrarium bearer and the Queen of Angiel. I do not know what I would do without Waltz, who has been by my side this whole time, helping me resolve Tenebrarium-related issues. In addition, he has also been making time to better understand the kingdom's policies so that he can someday step in to rule beside me. Waltz, the King of Angiel. The thought of us ruling side by side warms my heart. Still, Waltz talks about me overworking myself when he is definitely working just as hard. I have just begun to relax when I stop, realizing suddenly that I have a meeting with the royal advisors. Today's meeting is about the importing of minerals and coals from the kingdom of Sidel. I slide off of Waltz's lap with a sigh. The advisors will be here soon. Already? I settle my hands on my hips. Don't you have your magic lessons now as well? On top of his other responsibilities, Waltz also teaches young witches at the tavern once a week. You're right. You see, I am not the only one who is busy all the time. Great minds stress alike, I guess. That's one way to put it. He shakes his head. I feel like I barely get to have you to myself these days. I can't help it. The past few months have been very busy. Waltz rises to his feet. How long will this meeting run? I can wait up for you tonight. Maybe we can relax with some tea? I hesitate. The last time I told Waltz to wait up for me, I worked until morning and he was sleepless. Since we now share the same bedroom, he often loses sleep because of me. But, oh, that sucks. I miss spending time with him alone. Perhaps I can wrap things up earlier today. Please? You need to go to your boo-boo. Okay, it's available. Okay, can I save? How do I save? Do I just click? Save? How do I save? Oh my god. Okay. Wait, whoops. Oh my god. Hello? How do I save? How do I do it? Oh. How do I save? Save and load? But how do I save? Oh, there it is. Oh my god, I'm so blind. There we go. There we go. Okay. Don't wait for me, wait for me. I want him to wait. Can you wait for me? Come on, let's try, girl. We gotta try to wrap things up a little bit early. And we have to let him know, like, that we're trying. We're trying to spend time with him. So long as you do not mind. Waltz cups my cheek. Briefly, he presses his forehead to mine. I never mind. If I take too long, Waltz presses a finger to my lips. No disclaimers. I will wait for you. He's so loyal. Thank you, Waltz. Oh. I plant a quick kiss on his lips. I'll see you later, Waltz. Like, I don't want to become distant. Like, see you later, little star. Oh. Waltz flashes one last smile before leaving the throne room. Girl, you better wrap this meeting up. You got it. Hours later, I find myself trailing the advisors as we walk through town to visit the stalls of traveling merchants. And here I thought we'd just be having a quick conversation in the throne room. That's what I thought too. I'm sorry, Waltz. It looks as if I'll be staying out late today. Bro, a new type of coal? Yes, Your Majesty. Apparently, the neighboring kingdom of Sidel recently discovered a new type of magic-infused coal that gives off an impressive amount of energy. It's also safe for the environment. Ooh, okay. Truth be told, we have had less interactions with Sidel than we ever did with BAAACK. The kingdom is more difficult to reach, so our merchants and nobility have not done much business with them. But it would be foolish to turn away from this opportunity to expand our trading with Sidel now. They call it the racite coal. I believe it would be beneficial to import it to Angiel. It does sound, yeah. The downside, naturally, is that the recently discovered coal is extremely expensive. Still, I think the benefits outweigh the cons. They say the coal can burn all night. Our own coal only lasts several hours. Oh. The racite coal may be expensive, but it will cut down on consumption, maybe even halve it. So in the end, we will be spending around the same amount for a more efficient energy source. Precisely. I think it would behoove Your Majesty to see the impact of this coal with her own eyes. But of course, I have already ordered a few samples. Okay. May I ask permission to speak, Your Majesty? I am surprised when one of the knights guarding the room raises his voice in question. Permission granted. I was in town yesterday and chanced upon a merchant from Sidel showcasing samples of the coal. What a marvelous coincidence. Oh, a convenient coincidence. Then let us go take a look at this sample. Are you sure, Your Majesty? It's getting dark. Then we must make haste before they close their shop for the day. The advisors looked bewildered. But Your Majesty, it would be no problem at all to have the samples delivered. What? A delivery would be much simpler than an excursion into town, surely? I know they must be thinking there is no reason for us to go out of our way for this simple errand. No doubt they are used to servants retrieving things for them. It is fine. I would like the fresh air. The advisors look disgruntled, but neither of them complains. They are here to make an argument after all. For them to dismiss my preference would hardly be in their favor. Besides, the last thing I need is for this discussion to carry on into tomorrow. But it is about timeliness, of course, but even more than that, I really needed some fresh air. It has been a long time since I stepped foot outside the palace. We find the merchant selling the coal quickly enough. When he hears of our visit, he clears his stock early and leads us to his inn room instead, where he can better demonstrate the burning effects of the coal. I am amazed by the lack of ashes at the end of the demonstration. In the end, I decide to take a chance on the coal, starting first with a small order. Perhaps it will help us save some gold in the future. As soon as you sign the documents, please pass them on to me for processing, Your Majesty. I shall. Okay. I gotta go home now. I gotta go home to my bay. The advisors bow and take their leave. I wonder how quickly I can sign all of these. Well, we gotta speedrun it. Shall we go, Your Majesty? Yes. I allow the knight to lead me back to my carriage. Wait. What? Oh, what are you doing here? I turn on my heels and I am shocked to see Waltz approaching. He stops in front of us. Sir Waltz? You may leave. I'll escort the queen to the palace. The knight looks at me, uncertain. I shake off my surprise and nod. Yes, you are dismissed early. As you wish, Your Majesty. Waltz, what are you doing here? The knight departs with the carriage. When we are alone, I turn to Waltz. What are you doing here? Yeah. Well, you told me to wait for you, but when I overheard you were coming to town, I figured I might as well pick you up myself. It allows us to spend more time together. Oh. Waltz, you didn't have to come all this way. Yeah, I wanted to. He eyes the papers in my hand. I also came to tell you your work for the day is done. But... Oh, true. No buts. Please, allow me to be selfish just this once. You? Selfish? Never. I'm glad you think so. That means you won't complain about going somewhere with me right now, right? Oh? And where would this be? I guess you'll just have to follow me and see. Oh, Waltz winks as he takes my hand and leads me away. Oh, is it to our little place? I am surprised when Waltz leads me through the forest and to a thicket close to the marchen. I recognize the place immediately. This is where we used to practice magic together. Yes. You remembered. And do you remember this? What? Waltz snaps his fingers. Oh, golden orbs of life spring to life in the darkness, fluttering like fireflies. A memory resurfaces, warming my cheeks. Yes. This is where we first kissed. Uh-huh. Waltz laughs. I can't put into words how happy I was that night, Hannah. I've been holding on to the hope that we would be able to pave a future together. And that was the first time I knew for certain you felt the same way. That kiss, it meant the world to me. Oh, he steps closer. You mean the world to me, little star. Ah, stop! Ah, stop! He leans down to kiss me, a soft, gentle kiss that makes electricity shoot through my veins. Afterward, he pushes a strand of hair away from my face and plants another kiss on my forehead. Ah, yes! This is better than sharing tea and biscuits, I think. Yes, indeed. I wrap my arms around his waist and lean my head into his chest. Waltz hugs me back, settling his chin on my head. I agree. Out here, I can forget that I am queen. I am a queen. Out here, alone with Waltz, I can forget that I am the Tenebarian bearer. The two of us can be as we were before, just two people in love. I breathe in his scent, the smell of pine and leaves, and sigh. For just a little longer, I want to stay like this. Ah. When I wake up the next morning, Waltz has already left, probably for some important errand. Okay. I do not have any meetings for the day, so I decide to remain in my room and focus on paperwork. Sitting here at my desk, I cannot help but remember all those nights Father disappeared, leaving us all alone. He was always talking about being busy. Now I know why. Oh yes, adulting, responsibilities. I did not anticipate there would be so much to take care of. My frustration dims to a muddy grief. If Father was still alive, he would be helping me do all of this. I wipe at my eyes, which are suddenly glassy with tears. Even though I lost Father years ago, the weight of his death still makes me feel breathless some days. I still remember that day, the day my father apologized to me for being so distant, and the day I lost him forever. I miss him. A knock on my door jolts me from my thoughts. I quickly wipe the tears away. Who is it? It's me. May I come in? It's Emmeline? You may. Oh, our stepsister. Right? The door opens, revealing Emmeline, smiling brightly. She holds a tray with biscuits and teacups on it. What is this? You've been locked up in your room all day, so I figured maybe you'd like a tea break. Oh, yeah. Emmeline sets the tray down on my table. The sweet smell of fresh pastries makes my mouth water. I even brought a custard Danish. You like those, right? Emmeline pours us some tea and hands me a cup. Thank you, Emmeline. This is very kind of you. I immediately reach for the custard Danish. As expected, it is delicious. Who baked this? It's heavenly. Mother, she wanted to treat you to something nice. I blink at her. Ophelia? Mother's been wanting to bake something for a while. She knows you've been busy, and thought some baked goods might lift up your spirits. Might lift your spirits some. Okay. Please thank her for me if I do not get the opportunity soon. Of course. While we're talking about your workload, Emmeline props her elbows on the table and looks at me worriedly. How have you been? It's been so long since you spent time with any of us. I shrug. There are always many things to be done. But even the king took breaks. You're going to burn yourself out if you work non-stop. Yeah, father entrusted this kingdom to me to put myself before it, and my people would be selfish. Emmeline reaches for my hand. You're not alone in this, Hannah. We're all here for you. Perhaps this is my responsibility. I cannot just heap my burdens onto others. They are all already doing so much to help me. You should take some time off. Maybe go on a date with Waltz? Yeah, Emmeline laughs when I flush. What? It's been a while since you two went out, right? And he clearly has been missing you. It'd be good for you two to go out to town. Maybe. Go on a date! Emmeline smiles. You have no meetings, right? Then you should take today off. I lean back in my chair with a sigh. Fine, if you insist. We chat a little more over tea before parting ways, Emmeline to the kitchens and I to search for Waltz. Waltz, my beloved, where are you? I spent 30 minutes searching, but Waltz is nowhere to be found. None of the servants have seen him either. He must have gone to town then. Good morning, Your Majesty. Hey, oh my god. Yes, Fritz. I whirl at the sound of the voice. It is Fritz, approaching with his usual smile. Our little personal bodyguard. Fritz. When I broke all the fairy tale curses, I relieved Fritz of his duties as my personal knight. I no longer needed one with Waltz by my side. Many were wary of Fritz, even after I broke his curse. They had reasons for it, as Fritz worked with both Mother and Mithros while he was cursed. But he did those things as Varg, an alter ego he could not control. I know this, and I pardoned him for his crimes long ago. It's nice to see you out and about rather than locked away in some stuffy room. Fritz angles his head. You look like you're on the hunt for someone. May I ask whom? Who do you think? I'm looking for Waltz. Lord Waltz. I overheard he was doing a show in town today. Oh yes. Then today is a puppet show day. Thank you. Are you going out? Should I arrange an escort for you? There's no need. I'd like to think no one would be foolish enough to try and attack the Tenebrarium bearer. I am still a queen, of course, and more often than not I will allow an escort for royal business, but it is nice that I do not have to worry about such things for casual outings. Fritz chuckles. True. Still, keep on your toes, Your Majesty. Of course. Okay. Sure enough, I find Waltz in the plaza, crouched behind a makeshift booth and telling a story with his puppets. He does not even look in my direction when I arrive. He seems preoccupied. Walk around town, stay and watch. I want to stay and watch his show, bro! Be supportive! I seat myself on a bench and watch Waltz tell his story. Today it is a tale about a mighty knight and a fierce dragon. A gaggle of children sit in a circle around him, completely absorbed. The children really do love him. Yeah. Half an hour passes. At the end of the performance, the children swarm Waltz, clinging to him and begging for another story. Sorry guys, but it's a little too late for another. The children groan and mutter dishearteningly. I promise that I'll make the next story even more exciting, but for now, you should be getting back to your parents so they don't worry. Alright, I head over to the booth after the children have scattered, leaning over to look at Waltz, who is on the other side, dismantling it. Hey, you. Waltz startles. Hana, what are you doing here? I heard you were doing a show, so I came to watch. I love the part where you roared like a dragon. He said roar XD. Waltz laughs a little abashedly. I'll have you know, I've been perfecting that roar for a while. He looks at me, curious. I would have invited you out, but I thought you had paperwork to handle. I did, but Em insisted I take a break, so here I am. She must have been very convincing. He rises, materials in hand. You should have told me you were here. I would have found a way to incorporate you into the show. The children love it when you show up as my assistant. It has been a long time since I helped Waltz with one of his shows. I miss it. You were having so much fun. I didn't want to interrupt. Next time, you should. As a performer, I love working with spontaneity. Spontaneity? Next time, then. I hold out my hand and help Waltz up. Shall we head back? The two of us have just begun our walk back to the palace when someone calls my name. Oh my gosh. Hana! Queen Hana! Oh, who is this? Oh, Waltz and I turn in unison to see Anise rushing toward us. Chevalier? Chevalier on her heels? Anise, Chevalier. It's so good to see you both.
Who that is?
Chevalier looks at me grimly. I'm trying to remember these people. I'm so sorry if I go a little silent. I'm just like, who this is? Chevalier looks at me grimly. It's been 84 years. Oh, you're not the lady from Titanic. He laughs when I nudge him in the shoulder. Isn't he the one who was cursed, like Beauty and the Beast? Sort of thing? Is that him? No? I can't remember. You are as melodramatic as ever. As always. Perhaps, but it is no exaggeration to say it has been far too long since we last saw you. We've been very busy. Too busy. We barely have any time for each other even. But we try our best. Yeah. Such is life. How have you both been? It's been business as usual at the clinic. Okay. Anise is an excellent assistant. The patients adore her. Or not? He's a doctor. Chevalier's a doctor. Or maybe he's just a doctor. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember people. I'm so sorry. Everything I've learned from you, Chevalier. You're a great teacher. Chevalier puts a hand to his heart. Anise, my heart is sure to implode if you keep heaping such praises upon me. Anise just laughs at that. She's probably more accustomed to Chevalier's dramatics than all of us by now. It's just the truth. Chevalier and Anise have been working together ever since Chevalier remembered he was a doctor 2 years ago. Anise had always been interested in following in her late father's footsteps. I am glad she has the opportunity to learn more about medicine under Chevalier. You know what else is an undeniable truth? He smiles at me. That we owe a lot of our good business to you, Hana. All I did was recommend your clinic to a few nobles. It started that way, but now we see so many clients from all over the kingdom. We are truly grateful to you, Your Majesty. You know it is my pleasure. I eye Chevalier critically. You are accepting their coin, yes? Anise told me before that Chevalier has a bad habit of refusing compensation for his work. Don't worry, I make sure he takes the payment, all of it. Good. And the clients themselves are quite pushy. As they should be. You're providing a service and should be paid for it. Exactly. Sage wisdom from Waltz the Big. To this day, I am still completely confused by that nickname. Chevalier, yeah. Oh, yes. Chevalier smiles brightly. It's been a pleasure catching up. But we should get going. We were on our way to pick up some much-needed supplies. That is definitely more important than conversing with us. Conversing with the Queen of Angiel? Never. Hopefully we can all speak again soon. A marching reunion would be great. Yes. Waltz has a forlorn look in his eyes when he suggested it. The marching was a sanctuary for him much longer than it was for me. I know he misses it often. Sometime soon. It's a promise. We exchange farewells before parting ways. Okay. By the time we arrive at the palace, my body is racked with exhaustion. It seems all the days of sleeplessness have finally caught up to me. I managed a quick bath before collapsing onto my bed. The soft mattress makes me sigh with relief. If only I could spend the next 2 days sleeping. I feel ya. Hana? Waltz, who is in the middle of dressing, comes to sit on the bed beside me. His shirt lays forgotten on a nearby chair. Are you alright? Just tired. I am. You look exhausted. Would taking some of that potion help you sleep better? Delore has already given me many different kinds of sleeping potions, but they may help me fall asleep faster, but they make the nightmares more intense. Oh. The mattress creaks as Waltz lays down beside me. He wraps his arms around me from behind before I can turn. Oh, so sweet. The minute he wraps his arms around me, I relax. He has just taken a bath and smells like mint soap. It is a soothing, refreshing scent. Is there anything I can do to help you relax? Sing me a song, tell me a story. Well, he's good at storytelling, so I would do the story, right? Or are you also good at singing as well? I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember if he's good at singing too. Just tell me a story. Waltz always tells the best stories, right? Let's see. Gently he drums his fingers against my hip. Once upon a time, there was a witch who fell in love with a princess. This princess was the kindest and most beautiful woman he had ever met, and he knew immediately that she had stolen his heart. But the witch did not want to ask for her heart unless she gave it to him willingly, unless she reciprocated his feelings. So he watched over her from afar and wished for her happiness with all his heart. But then, the princess did fall in love with him. Waltz presses a kiss to the top of my head. He speaks softly into my hair. Yes, and the witch knew he was the luckiest man in all the realm. Did they live happily ever after? I can feel Waltz's smile. I don't know. That future is still being written. A soft silence settles over the room. I hate cliffhangers. Oh? Waltz shifts slightly, propping himself up on one elbow so he can look down at me. I guess you'll have to make time. Yes! I'm sorry, I like the little clock thing. I guess you'll have to make time for me every night so you can hear the rest of the story. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky. Neglecting all of my queenly duties for a story? That would be awfully irresponsible of me. I reach up to cup his cheek. But neglecting them for you, that is dangerously tempting. I shudder when Waltz turns my hand and presses a gentle kiss to my wrist. I am the luckiest woman in the world to have someone as good as you by my side. Strangely, Waltz falters. His eyes flash with uncertainty. Oh, come on. I try my best. His voice is uncharacteristically quiet. It is such an abrupt change that I cannot help but be worried. Waltz, is something on your mind? I was just thinking of the past. He settles back on the pillows and closes his eyes. You remember when we were children? You were my guiding light back then. You still are. And you were mine, Waltz. You still are. Oh. Oh. Again, there is that awkward silence, but then Waltz smiles. I'm glad the feeling is mutual, Hana. His eyes are still closed, and I know Waltz well enough to know that he means he's ready to sleep. 1 moment ago, he was asking me how he could help, and now he seems ready to shut out the world. I hope whatever is bothering him disappears in the morning. Good night, Waltz. Waltz grips me a little tighter. Aye, okay. Good night, little star. Oh, I love pet names. That's so cute. Little star. Is that it? Is that the first chapter? I guess so, yeah. Chapter 2, Shooting Stars. Okay, we're gonna stop here, y'all, because if anything, I feel like I'm gonna try to do this chapter by chapter. Unless, of course, the chapter is super short and then I can squish in 2 chapters. But yeah, I'm gonna try to keep this a chapter. I think it's a good place to leave off, especially the first episode for starting off a new game, for starting off Cinderella Phenomenon, Evermore, the second game. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for all your patience once again. As always, please subscribe to my channel because I am still on a semi-hiatus for any of you who aren't really aware, only because it's conflicting schedules and like, again, I don't know if I have time to upload certain days and stuff, so I just kind of take the opportunity as they come. And sometimes they are longer, sometimes they are way shorter, depending on again what's going on with my life and the time that I get for it. So thank you as always so much for your patience, and I hope you're looking forward to this game and to seeing where it will go. So tune in next time, but that is all for now. So bye.